On this episode of Science with Shields, we are making some glow-in-the-dark Jell-O.
We are beautiful science, compliance, baby, you and me, a cosmic alliance, defiance.
Hey everyone, it is Christy Shields, and for this experiment today, you're going to need a few things. The hardest thing I think for this experiment that you'll need to find is an ultraviolet light, which I have here in a flashlight. You can find it at the local hardware store. You'll also need a bowl, a glass container, which we have right here. You will need some lime Jell-O and tonic water for this experiment. So what we're going to do is we're going to make Jell-O like we typically make it, except instead of using normal water, tap water, we're going to use tonic water, which I have right here. And this is what's going to help make our Jell-O glow. Also, if you use a lighter color Jell-O like the lime, it's going to glow better. So the first things first is what we need to do is we need to take a cup of cold tonic water and a hot boiling cup of tonic water. But I want to show you something first, that why tonic water is so important for this experiment, because if we take a look with a normal flashlight, which I have here, tonic water looks just like normal water, right? We really don't see anything different here with the tonic water. But if I use an ultraviolet light, you can see how the tonic water kind of glows. And this is, again, what's really going to help our Jell-O glow is because of the tonic water. And I'll explain later why tonic water glows. Okay, so the first thing we want to do here now, I'm going to move this to the side, is we want to measure out a cup of the tonic water into our cup. And again, this was cold. I had it in the refrigerator. So we'll measure out a cup of the cold tonic water. And remember, it is carbonated, so you want to be careful whenever you do boil the other cup of tonic water. You're going to want a parent or a guardian to help you with that. I'm going to quickly do it in the microwave, but it is best to do on the stove so that it doesn't explode everywhere. So, okay, we've got our cup here, and I'm going to stick it in the microwave. And again, be very careful because since it's carbonated, and when it starts to boil, it really is going to fizz up. So we're going to keep an eye out on this as we stick it in the microwave and warm this up. All right, so now we have our hot boiling tonic water coming out of the microwave. So we got that there. And we have our cold. So the next thing we want to do is we want to take our Jell-O mix, and we're going to pour this into the bowl and mix this up. Now this experiment doesn't really take a lot, but it does take time because remember, Jell-O needs to set up. So it is going to take about 4 hours of refrigeration before you have your Jell-O. So again, pouring the Jell-O into the bowl. And next I'm going to take the cold water and mix it in. And again, remember this is tonic water, so it is going to get a little bit of fizz. And then we add the boiling water that we heated up in the microwave with a parent or a guardian. And then you're going to want to mix it up. So we're going to mix this up. Okay. It kind of feels like it's a science experiment, right? We're not baking, but the cool thing about this science experiment is that you will be able to eat it in the end. All right, so we've got our Jell-O mixed together, and the next thing we want to do is stick it in a container, and we'll be putting it in the refrigerator again for 4 hours. So carefully pour it in. All right, and then We'll go stick it in the refrigerator, and in 4 hours, it'll be ready to go. All right, we have waited 4 hours, and through TV magic here, we've got our Jell-O ready to go. So I have some on a plate, and I also put it in a beaker here because it's going to be able to see it re-emitting that light. So what we're going to do now is we're going to shut the lights off so that we can show you the glowing Jell-O. And what's happening here is that there is a substance called quinine in the tonic water, and when you put an ultraviolet light on it, it is going to absorb that light, but that quinine is going to re-emit the light or reflect it, causing it to glow. So let's try it out here. So I'm going to use the ultraviolet light now and put it over the Jell-O, and check it out. You can see it glowing. How cool is that? I'll go a little bit closer here, and you can kind of really see that glow there with that ultraviolet light. And we can do it with the beaker too. So, ooh, look at that glow. How cool. And again, it has everything to do with the substance quinine, which you can find in tonic water. So I have that tonic water here, and we can see it being glowy there because of that quinine and the tonic water. How neat is that? Now I can show you that it looks different in the dark with a normal flashlight. So this is not the ultraviolet flashlight. And you can see how it just looks like normal Jell-O. Not really much of a difference here. Nothing is glowing, and neither is the tonic water. And that is what's happening here in this Science with Shields experiment. If you would like to check out more Science with Shields experiments or episode, you can head over to WTAJ Plus.